Hello, beautiful people. So, today has been very productive already. I got up this morning, I cleaned the kitchen, I put on a pot of beans, I cut me up some fruit, I made my smoothie, and I washed some clothes. So, I have clothes going, I still have beans going on. I have a couple grocery orders I need to go pick up because I did do a grocery order last night. I typically try to only do a grocery order once a week. However, Walmart did not have a couple of the items that I put in my order, which meant I had to look at Target and try to do pickup orders there. Unfortunately, one of the Targets, like the one that's closest to my house, didn't have what I needed. So I had to do an order for another Target, which is like 20 minutes away, which is fine because I actually have to go in that area today anyway. So I have a Target order to pick up at 2 different locations. I also have a Sam's order that I have to pick up. I need to run to Whole Foods to drop off something that I'm returning to Amazon. And then I'm gonna stop at the property. My husband is at the property doing some work. We are in the process of getting our electricity put on, and we decided that we didn't want to get the typical utility pole. So, normally when you're building a house or, any house that's standing now, the electricity kind of has a wire that goes up in a pole that stands up or whatever, and it's not under the ground. So we decided we wanted to actually have the electricity to be under the ground. So that's what we're doing. My husband is digging a trench to have the electric company come and put the wire underground. He started digging it a couple days ago, and then when they came out, they said it wasn't deep enough. And the reason he's doing that is because it was going to be like a couple $1,000s for them to do it. And so he was like, no, I can do that myself. so he's digging the trench. So I'm going to go stop over there, make sure he has some fruit and some water, make sure he's staying hydrated, check on him. I'll show y'all some clips of what it's looking like while he's doing that. He'll probably still be on the machine by the time I get there. So I'm going to run over there and do that. But, y'all, this house building process, it's a lot. It really is a lot. I try not to get frustrated, but it's taken way longer than I thought it was going to take. And it's probably because we decided to be our own contractors. So we don't have a contractor that's actually building our house. We're our contractor. And so what that means is we're not physically building a house, but we're contracting out all the work. So we're finding the plumbers, the electricians, the framers, the people who are doing the foundation, the house pad, like all of these people, we're finding ourselves and hiring them to do the work. So that typically takes, longer if you don't already have people that you're used to using for these type of projects. And then on top of that, prices are crazy right now. And you would think, because I was telling my husband the other day, like, as high as the interest rate is right now and as high as prices are right now, like, I wouldn't even think a lot of people are building homes, but people are still building houses right now. So I mean, we're one of them. So the reality is, doesn't look like the price is about to change anytime soon. So if you want to build a home, this is just what it is at this time. So we've been wanting to do it for a while. We've been having this property for a while, and we finally said, let's just go ahead and do it. We're not going to wait for the cost to change. Let's just go ahead and do it. And so one of the ways that we're saving money to be able to afford to build this house is to be our own contractor. That's going to save us hopefully at least 20% off building a house. And then on top of that, my husband loves to put his hand to things. So he's doing the things that he can do himself. So some of the trees he cut down, he pulled up some of the roots from the trees. He did some of the grinding for the trees. We just, rented machines. If we didn't have the machines, we just went and rented the machines, and he did a lot of that work himself. And so now he's digging the trench. So it's saving us a good bit of money for him to do all of that stuff. It's a lot of work, but it's going to be worth it in the end. So I'm just excited because my part hasn't come up yet, but I'm excited to see my part come up because, you know, when we decided to do this, I told my husband, I said, well, okay, so all of this outside stuff, this is all you. You know, like all of this getting the people to do the job and having the trees cut down and framing out marking out where the house has to be and marking the trees, and like that's all you. I just told him what I wanted. I know how big I want my house. I know where I want my pool to go. I know where I want my garden to go. So I just said specifics, you know. I know what color I want my windows to be. I'm more of the person that's going to do the decorating and the organizing and picking out the paint colors. And it took us a long time to plan this house, guys. It took us a couple years, really, before we decided on what the house was going to even look like. And I didn't think that this was going to be a problem. But when you're married, you have two people that like two different things, that want two different things. And so there's compromise, right? And so I'm accustomed to just, look, I know what I want. This is how I want it. And that's it. But my husband had some different ideas. And so it took us a while to say, okay, no, I don't want the master bedroom to be like this. Or I don't want the kids' bedrooms to be here. I want them upstairs. Or I want them to be way on the other side of the house. Or I want, you know, so it was a lot of different things we had to go back and forth to finally make a decision. And when we were getting our blueprints drawn, oh my God, I love our architect. He did a fantastic job. He made suggestions that I couldn't have even come up with. And I felt so bad for him because we kept going back and forth so many times. And he told us, he was like, look, this is your money and this is your house. I want you to love what you're about to pay for. So don't be upset going back and forth, because once they start building this house, there's no going back. So I'm like, okay, well, sounds good to me. So we listened to that, and we must have went back and forth like 8 or 9 times. This guy had to redraw these plans. So finally we got it to something that we can actually afford, because what we initially came up with was like, it was astronomical, guys. It was like, oh no, there's no way we're paying for that. So we had to cut back in some areas, and yeah, we had to make a lot of different adjustments, but we knew what our non-negotiables were. I knew that I wanted my living room to be a certain size. I knew I wanted an open floor plan. I knew I wanted very high vaulted ceilings. I knew I wanted my patio to be a certain size, because I'm one that, like, the patio is my quiet place. That is where I go out and pray. That's where I do my meditation. That's where I just literally sit outside, look at the trees, listen to the birds sing, watch the clouds, and just thank God for all the blessings He's given us. That is just my place of peace. So the patio was like huge in this, you know, home building phase. Like, okay, I want a fireplace on the patio. I want my pool to be so many feet away from the patio. Like, all of these things I knew, but a lot of the other stuff I did not know. And thankfully my architect was very experienced with, you know, making these plans for a very long time, and he knew exactly what we wanted. On top of that, he did something that I didn't even think about, because I wanted a pool house on the property for, like, when guests come over. Like, we have grown kids. We have a daughter who's like 27. We have a son who's almost 28. The other son is like 24. Martin is 24. He's 23, about to be 24. And so we said, you know, if the kids come over and they want to, you know, swim or hang out and spend a night, they don't have to sleep in the main house. They can go sleep in the pool house. Well, we also thought about, well, what if you just have like a pool party type event where you have friends come over and they don't need to go in an actual house and they're not staying over? How do they go use the bathroom? You didn't want them to have to, you know, track water in and out. Well, this guy created in our blueprints a bathroom that's outside, but yet it's inside. I mean, it's like there's a door to get to the bathroom from the outside, and there's a door to get to the bathroom from the inside. And it's right off the patio by the pool. So I'm like, oh, well, that's perfect. I wouldn't have even thought of that. So, I mean, all the little intricate details he came up with, I'm just in love with. one of the main things that he did that I love is the master bath. Guys, like this was just, I missed my exit. Yeah, I was supposed to get off here. He did it to where, you know, we wanted a freestanding tub, and then we wanted a zero entry shower. And so a zero entry shower is basically where you don't have to step up or down to get in or out. It's the same level as the floor. And we saw this when we were looking a couple years ago, looking for houses and ideas. There was this model home we saw that had this shower that was humongous. I mean, literally looked like 6 people can fit in this shower comfortably. And you can enter it. It didn't have a door or anything. You just walk right in it. And I'm like, it looks really good, but how are you going to keep from getting cold? There's no door. And so I couldn't really understand it. Well, this shower had like 3 different shower heads and rainfall shower things and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, okay, this is interesting. So we told the architect that we liked that design, and he designed a zero entry shower where you can come in from either side. So you can come in from the back of the shower, you can come in from the front of the shower. And it's a huge shower, beautiful. And how it's set up is we have our closets, we have separate closets behind the shower. So that would mean Calvin's closet is on one side, my closet is on the other side. So he can come straight from his closet and go into the shower, and I can do the same thing. And then in front of the shower, you have the freestanding tub. And I mean, it's just really pretty. I'll show you guys what that looks like when we get closer to that. I'll try to catch some snippets of how things are going when it gets to that area. But another thing that he did that I love with the plans is he added a messy kitchen inside the kitchen. So a messy kitchen was kind of like a new concept to me, because I'm like, what is a messy kitchen? But it's basically like a huge pantry that also has a sink and cabinets and storage like another kitchen. But what it is it has a door, and it's closed off from the rest of the house, from the rest of the kitchen. So that way you can keep things out on the countertop, and that's why they call it messy. So I'm one of these people that do not like to see things on countertops in the kitchen. I don't like having my blender out and a toaster out and a grill out and a mixer out. Like, I really don't like having stuff on countertops. I like it very simple, very clean, very minimalistic. So the messy kitchen was perfect because I can put all my blenders there. He built in like a little wine cellar in the plans, where in the messy kitchen there's the little things where you put the wine and all this kind of stuff. So I'm excited about that. He just really knew what we wanted. You know, we talked to him a few times and kind of gave him our likes and dislikes, and he came up with the rest. So I'm very impressed. You know, I'm satisfied with the plans, and I'm just happy to see that we're finally getting to that point to where we can see this. My husband was saying the other day, he can actually see the house now. Because for so long, you're looking at a property that's just got nothing but trees on it, or now you cut the trees down and you're looking at, you know, just nothing but dirt. You don't see the house, but he actually envisioned seeing the house. And guys, this has been, when I say a work in progress, when we first bought this property, right after we got it cleared, because when we bought it, it was just, everything was just trees. It was nothing but trees. And right after we got it cleared, we went to the property, and of course we walked on the property and we prayed over it. We prayed over the building process. We prayed over the land. We prayed for our neighborhood. Like, we just literally sought God in everything that we're doing. So I'm excited to see this finally happen. So yep, I'm almost here. I'm about to go and run and see what it is he's doing. Make sure he's getting some fruit in him and drinking. And I'll show y'all some clips of what he's doing in a second. So I'm here, guys, and my husband is on some type of machine. I don't know what he's on, but yeah, he's still digging. So I'm gonna get out there and go and talk to him, make sure he has some water, see what's going on here. Okay. I don't know exactly what he's doing, but he's digging something. And he has it staked out. again what these machines do?
Big machine over there for excavating.
Okay.
Excavating the house pad. The other one is a dozer. The other one is a compact. It's gonna compact the dirt. Once it's clear, dig out the old dirt, then put in the clay dirt. You're gonna spread it out with the dozer. Then you're gonna compact it with a small machine. So that's the next step. Machines are here. Just waiting on them to get started. I'm just playing around with this machine here. Digging up roots. As you can see, I've done the trench for our electrical line all the way to the back. Right there, you're looking over there.
Oh, that's the trench. You look like you're just tearing stuff up, baby.
That's what you do. Tear it up. And fix it. That's how it's done. Thank you.
Good job. All right, so I just left Calvin at the property. He's gonna continue to do that probably for the rest of the day. We actually ended up missing date night last night because he was still working at the property, and we typically try to make sure that we get our date nights in often, but we know that we have a lot of work that we have to do to get this property prepared and done. And my goal, so time frame, I would love to be in the house by Christmas. That is my hopes. That is what I'm praying for. Is that gonna happen? I don't know. It's definitely possible. So I'm hoping by Christmas we are finished and in the house. I know it doesn't look like it because it's still like nothing but dirt. So I'm being very optimistic. I'm believing that things are gonna pick up and move a whole lot faster. So yeah, I just wanted to share with you guys that quick update. I do have some fruit in my green smoothie. He didn't finish all of it. He just had a little bit because he had one this morning. So I'm finishing the one that I was giving him. And then that's it. I mean, it's by the time I get back to the house, hopefully my beans will be pretty much done. And then I can be finished with that. I can finish doing some more laundry. But other than that, that's all I got, y'all. So I hope y'all like this video. Make sure you subscribe. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. And I will see you guys in the next video.